little rough on the landing. He may have to settle for the bronze.
And Mr. Hunt, the next time you go on holiday, please be good enough to let us know where you're going.
This message will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
If I let you know where I'm going, I won't be on holiday.
Hello everybody, this is Aero007 here.
With Tyclops.
Welcome to Settle for the Bronze, and this week we are discussing Mission Impossible 2. I guess this is the worst Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah.
Alright, Tyclops, go ahead and read off the scores.
Alright, so we got a 6 out of 10 on IMDb. We got a 57% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes and a 44% audience score, as well as a 60% Metacritic score. Now,
would you say those scores are generous?
not generous. They're a little par for the course, maybe.
All right. What's your pretentious critic comment?
Oh, where was it? There are quite a few for this one actually that I can jump onto. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. Pete Rainier, I don't know, of New York Magazine / Vulture, whatever that means. I assume that's a town or something. I don't know. Says that despite Cruise's attempts here to be Byronic, there's something strenuous about his soulfulness. He turns everything, even repose, into calisthenics. What? I think he's just summarizing the beginning of the movie. Or something. I don't, because calisthenics, that's like some special form of exercise, and he's climbing rocks. I don't know.
I guess everything.
That's a really super
I think it's
review.
just everything degenerates into action.
Yeah, I get.
Which is kind of true for this.
But it seems like he's just talking about a plot point in a very wordy way. I don't know. If you're a reviewer, don't write reviews like that. That's all. Anyway,
make your message simple and clear. Don't try and be fancy with it. That's all we're saying. All right, go ahead and get your general thoughts and recommendation or lack thereof out of the way.
Lack thereof.
Spoilers.
No, I don't.
This
recommend
movie sucks. Spoilers.
I don't recommend it. I wouldn't even say go watch it when we get to the spoiler part of the review. Just stay on. We'll talk about how hilarious it is.
Yeah, we're recording this before Mission Impossible 5 comes out.
Yes.
So if you want to, I don't know when this video is posted, if it's after the movie comes out.
Yeah, we'd
before,
have to check that.
Whatever. But if you want to do, I guess I might be saying this after you've seen the movie, but if you wanted to do like a marathon of the movies before you go see the new one, just watch 1, 3, and 4. Just skip this one.
Just jump it. You're good.
So what grade rating would you give it?
Probably like a D. It's not. I don't dig it.
Now comparing this to the other movies that we've utterly despised, Batman Returns. which
I
one's
would
better?
put Batman Returns below this. I'm sorry, but I would. I don't even remember what grade I gave that. I think did I fail it? I think I might have failed it.
I think you failed it. Yeah.
Okay. So then yes, D is. And by the way, I just checked. This will be going up the day after Mission Impossible 5 is released. So if you haven't gotten around to seeing it yet, I think it's safe to say we're both pretty excited for it.
Hopefully,
just
hopefully I'll have a review up.
Yeah. Just jump to. Yeah. D. No recommendation. I'll hand it over to you.
I remember liking this movie for the longest time, although this is me being younger, not really.
Yeah.
Having a whole lot of experience in critical analysis of movies. And ever since I've started the YouTube channel, as I do the commentaries and I've done the Settle for the Bronze stuff with you, just watching a movie with another person and we're both looking at it critically, you notice a lot more stuff that's just bad.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't hate it as much as you do. I guess I have a sense of nostalgia for it.
And we should clarify. I had never seen. I think we mentioned this in the last video, but I have never seen any of the Mission Impossibles before this. We watched 1, 3, 4, 2 leading up to this.
Yes.
So I am now schooled
because we didn't really feel like watching this twice. And in retrospect, I'm glad we made that decision.
That was a good plan.
But I have more nostalgia for the third one, but that's just me. Yeah. I don't know. I get some mild entertainment out of it, so I don't think it's absolutely horrible. I mean, you might change my opinion as we get into the discussion, but right now I'm looking at like the C- range.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it. Like I said,
No.
just watch 1, 3, and 4, and then if you go see the new one,
See the new one.
Yeah.
Don't see this.
Yeah, this really is like a waste of time.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Okay.
There's no effect on the franchise or anything. All right, spoiler territory here.
Yeah, if you haven't
That's
seen the
sorry.
movie.
Just keep watching.
Well, yeah, if you're not, we're telling them not to go watch the movie, so they may as well just listen.
Yeah. Just keep listening. We'll guide you through this
Nightmare.
cinematic experience. As I think, I'm not calling it a film. No, I mean it is a film.
It's a glorified music
It
video.
is, yes. No, it is coherent. It's not that bad, but still, it has issues. It has issues.
All right, so let's get the good stuff out of the way, because that'll take all of 10 seconds.
You want to take over?
First off, the music's good, Hans Zimmer.
Mhm.
Although a couple times we were like, that sounds like the Batman score.
Yeah,
That
definitely.
sounds like stuff out of Dark
And
Knight.
I'm not a huge fan of the electric guitar Mission Impossible theme.
You
like
freaking
it. You
love
like
it.
it, but
That is the best thing to come out of this movie.
that's your results may vary. That's
Like,
just
I remember I
personal
was just
preference.
looking it up on YouTube. I was like, Mission Impossible electric
Yeah.
guitar theme. And people were like, best thing to come out of Mission Impossible 2. Best
That's
thing.
probably true.
That's
I can
pretty much
still,
all of the
despite the
comments.
fact that I don't love it, I can still probably agree with that.
Yeah.
Um,
So, I mean, get that for your iPod, if nothing else. That's the best thing to come out of this
There you
movie.
go. Go
Um,
pull that up, play it in the background, and listen to this. You don't need the movie.
The acting's not bad.
Yeah, it's
I mean, I
It's
just don't
basic.
think they have, especially like Tom Cruise, he doesn't have enough to work with to
No,
really
no. He's just
give much of a...
again. Everybody's competent. There's nobody who like stands out as like this person sucks in their acting ability.
Yeah.
It's just
There's not a Dr. Kafka in this movie, is what I'm
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to say.
although I mean I felt like mostly because of the writing there were times when the acting got a little iffy, but
Yeah.
it's that's more of a writing problem, which we'll get into in a second. There are some like a handful of shots maybe that I liked. I liked
Some of the action stuff's cool.
some of it. The final.
A lot of it we have problems with.
Yes,
but
a lot of it. We'll get into that. The final confrontation between Ethan Hunt and
Ambrose?
Yes, Sean Ambrose.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Doug
He-
Ray Scott's character.
Yes.
Who, this is a little tidbit of trivia, I'm sure a lot of people know this, but he was supposed to play Wolverine. And due to his commitments to this, he wasn't able to be in the X-Men movie.
Probably a bad plan.
So
Probably should not have.
Probably. And then Hugh Jackman obviously got the role.
took it away and ran with it.
Yeah.
And people still love him after Wolverine Origins. I mean,
not-
obviously he was a good.
It's not his fault.
Yes, it is not his fault in the slightest.
Maybe we'll talk about that eventually on the channel. Not on this, though, because that movie sucks. It's not divisive, it's just bad.
Yeah,
But back to
yeah.
Mission
Anyway,
Impossible 2.
So the
I
final.
like how visceral the end fight
Yeah,
is.
that's what I was getting
as
at. It's
goofy and cartoony as the rest of it is when they're actually fighting each other.
they're fighting
I
on the
mean,
beach and they're using rocks and
I
stuff.
mean,
And
like,
it's a very cool little.
They're doing like weird kung fu tricks,
Yeah.
but it
Yeah, but it works.
it
It's-
works for some
They
reason.
don't just knock each other out right away,
And,
which
like,
I'm very tired of in movies and TV. that happens so much where it's one punch and they're down.
Yeah.
It feels realistic, which is not
and
how
he
the rest
pulls
of
out the
movie
knife
feels.
and he's actually cutting him.
Yeah. That might be the best scene, the best sequence of the movie.
But then right after that, it goes into one of the dumbest moments I've ever seen in a movie. But
Oh gosh.
we'll get to that when we
That's-
get back to the editing.
Yeah. That's honestly all I got.
Okay.
There's not much else redeemable for me.
Okay.
I know you like the story to some extent, or the.
It's a substandard plot in the way that they tell it, but
Mhm.
like if you were to give me a description of what the movie is, like a basic summary,
Yeah.
and like what the movie's about, I'd be like, oh, that sounds cool, because they have like the virus, what's it called? Chimera.
Yeah.
And then Bellerophon,
Which
is the antivirus.
I have a little problem with. They call it Chimera and Bellerophon. I'm pretty sure that's because they want to call Chimera the Chimera because that's a cool name and it's a famous Greek monster.
Yeah.
Bellerophon, the guy who kills the Chimera in the Greek legends, falls off his horse and dies like immediately after the battle.
A point they leave out of the movie
They just
entirely.
don't reference that at all. So they just call it Bellerophon because it's the hero who killed the
Chimera,
Chimera. Yeah, and anyway, I just thought that was funny because I was like, they're obviously just going for the name here. They're not trying to base it in.
But I think that's an interesting idea for a plot and how the bad guy is trying to steal that and then he's trying to sell it to the highest bidder.
Yeah.
That way he can
control. It's a little MacGuffin-y with with the object the bad guy wants that they don't have.
But I feel like this time the MacGuffin device is
yeah,
interesting.
it's a little more interesting
than
you might see in in your average action movie.
Device.
Yeah,
especially because they have the antivirus.
Yeah, they never
have to get the.
They
virus.
never reference it as a this is going to kill everybody on the planet. It's just we're going to use this flu, like mega flu to get profit because we're going to infect a bunch of people and then they're going to need our antivirus. So I mean that's fair. I can see where you're coming from with that.
Yeah. Well, I wish they did more with it.
Yeah.
Other than
it kind
sort of point A to point B action scenes.
Because once, basically it's just.
And then also the fact that Ambrose, Douglas
is a rogue agent.
He's an ex-IMF agent.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a little bit of talk about him and Hunt having a history, but that's never explored.
They talk about
apparently Ambrose he loves like using guns in missions and he'll kill on a whim. But they never explored that.
They explored it to kind of.
They explore it within a couple of sentences, but beyond that, it's a very superficial level.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was something else that I found interesting with the plot. I'm trying to remember. There was something.
The movie, as it went on, just kind of pushed it out of you.
That's probably true.
Well, we can jump back to that. I will say little notice here of that something that you pointed out where we haven't gotten a Mission Impossible movie yet that's just straight up like it's about the missions. Yeah. And they're just going on a mission to solve that. I guess it might be a little spoilery. We'll try not to go too far. And for 1, 3, and 4.
Who cares? Why are you watching a Mission Impossible 2 discussion video if you haven't seen the
This is true.
Each movie either involves Ethan Hunt being disavowed. He's on the run. He's a rogue agent.
Yeah.
A bad guy who is a traitor to IMF.
Yeah.
Or IMF is completely destroyed.
Yeah. There isn't a movie.
Or a combination of the three.
Which is why I'm kind of excited for the fifth one. I'm curious. There hasn't been a movie yet where it's just been straight up. There is a bad guy and they need to stop him.
Of course, since people could have seen this on the Friday before this goes up, they might be like, "You're wrong, idiot! All 3 of those happen."
Probably. I don't know. I mean, and it's not a huge gripe. It's just something funny because it's like you kind of want to see, just general.
Yeah.
How does this normally work?
I think that's one of my problems with the movie. Like, it doesn't. It's not like, oh, ex-IMF agent.
Yeah, let's run with it. Let's show him infiltrating IMF using what he remembers.
It has that plot point, but then it's also just a generic mission that Ethan Hunt goes on.
Yeah. It's the most generic mission of the 4.
It goes halvesies.
But exactly.
If you're gonna be a generic mission, then do that. Don't have it be like, oh, he gets a love interest and they're supposed to fall for each other in 5 minutes.
The only point of the rogue, the guy being a rogue agent, is that I don't even know really. It's just it's kind of so that they I guess they can kind of mention that they have a history.
It's just to bring.
They can kind of basically so they can kind of explain that. Or how he knew where the guy with the Chimera was at the beginning of the movie.
I guess.
There's not much purpose to it. And yes, very, very large problem with the movie. The
love story.
The love interest.
Abysmal.
First of all, this is a fairly sexist movie. It's kind of weird. There's a few throwaway lines in here about how women are useless for like
Anthony Hopkins' line at the beginning of the movie. He's like, she's a woman. She steals. She lies. She's got everything she needs for the job.
Yeah, he says something. It's even worse than that too. I think it's like, what you're saying? She can't steal or she can't lie and have sex. She's a woman. She's perfect for us. I mean, it's a really like strangely misogynistic line. I was
that would be fine if that's the only line.
I guess but because it'd still be weird. It would still stand out. But then, like, yeah, there's a few other references farther down the line.
No, like, Ambrose keeps calling her a bitch the whole movie. It's like,
and something about how women have to, like...
or
are monkeys that have to...
They're monkeys. They have to grab one rope before letting go of the previous one.
Yeah,
it's
something like... It's like, wait, what? And they try and, like, I guess make her a little, you know, powerful or empowered or something. Because, like, at the beginning of the movie, she has a line where she says something like, I don't cook or do laundry, and I also don't... And she says something about Tom Cruise and like... interacting with him, but she makes that a line. It's like, oh, so she doesn't like to be a typical woman.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool, I guess. But like, then
I like her acting.
Yeah. There's it's
Like,
not
the
a
way
problem.
she
It's not the
delivers
actress's fault.
lines,
It's not the actress's fault at all.
I feel like she has a better understanding of the character than the writers and the
Yes,
director.
yes,
does.
I can buy that. Yeah. And then there's the whole thing where she sleeps with Ambrose to keep him from like realizing that she's coming back so that they can track him or something. And it's like so basically she's
whoring herself out.
Yeah.
To make sure
and
the
they never
mission doesn't get ruined.
reference that or anything. She never like gets angry
Well, if
at.
you're gonna do something like that, like make it like a huge thing. Like it bothers her. It freaks
It bothers
her
her.
out.
Make her get revenge by doing something to Ambrose.
Cut off his dick or something.
Yeah, like, but really like do something.
Maybe a bit much for Mission Impossible.
But like it starts off. It's like that's the most empowered she is. She starts off and it's like, oh, she's like a rogue thief lady, and she doesn't live by typical woman standards. And then from that point on, it's just like she makes a huge mistake when she puts something in the wrong pocket of the jacket.
Pretty much once Tom Cruise gets her for the mission, she becomes a plot device.
And it's just a plot device. Where the only other thing she does that's like her own choice and her own like a good choice was she injects herself with the Chimera. So that
Ambrose doesn't kill her.
Ambrose doesn't kill her because it's the last.
It's the last bit of Chimera.
Yeah, and she also uses it or does that like because he can't kill her. She uses herself as like a shield to get Tom Cruise out.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, so she does that.
Although they don't even play that up that much.
Yeah,
that she's working as a shield. But that's a
and then
very small point.
she's about to commit suicide at the end.
Yeah.
And I guess that's supposed to be powerful because she'd rather do that than.
Yeah, what's her arc in the movie? Does she have one?
It kind of feels like they started off and then she just kind of like crashes to the ground.
It's like halfway through the movie they're like, we don't know what to do with her.
Yeah, and it makes the movie feel very sexist because it kind of feels like her entire identity is wrapped up with.
And there are no other women in this movie.
Yeah, and it feels like her entire identity is wrapped up with Tom Cruise saving her.
That's why.
And then she doesn't even show up in the third one.
No, that's why I'm actually happy with the third and fourth movies in particular because they have strong female characters.
Yeah, they do. Definitely. This is not in this one.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's very strange.
I actually think it's kind of smart that they didn't bring her back.
Yeah, no, definitely. Cause, not because there's anything wrong with the actress or anything, but because
they kind of botched up the
character. Yeah. It's already too far gone.
Yeah, the plot's a bit convoluted. I mean, it's not enough to be like, I can go with it.
Yeah.
But if you stop to think about it, you're like, there's a lot of moving parts here for something that seems like it should be really simple.
Yes. There's a lot of there's enough moving parts that it feels like it kind of feels like some of the other movies where there's intrinsic something details
intricate.
And there's a word specifically I'm looking for. I don't know. There's details. There's lots of details.
Yeah.
And but the actual like what is actually going on in front of you doesn't match up with that in the slightest. Like it's which is probably my biggest problem in the movie. I'll go ahead and get this out. Is that the whole or the other three movies? What I really liked about them when I watched them was they're definitely just kind of straight up action movies and they're meant to be just fun spy movies.
Not the first one. The first one's more of like a suspense.
Yeah. But I'm saying they're built to. They're not exploring a whole lot. They're just interesting and fun and enjoyable like rides and they're very well produced.
They're smartly made action movies.
Yes, yeah. And this movie is like
a dumbly made action movie.
I can't even it's bland. I mean it's the final fight scene the final act turns into like a car chase where there's lots of explosions like you'd expect to see in any other summer blockbuster.
We were laughing the whole time.
Yeah, we were. It was hilarious because it's very dated as well. Like, I don't even know if it was good for the time, but the effects.
It's feeling a lot of that. Oh, we came out right after the Matrix. We got to rip off a lot of the Matrix.
I guess, yeah.
No, so much so that he's wearing a leather jacket, riding a motorcycle with sunglasses.
Yeah, that's true. And there's just lots of... There's one scene where a car gets T-boned by a semi-truck, and it just ignites and splits in half, and it just, like, flies apart.
Yeah.
Like, it's very strange.
There's weird wire work.
Mm-hmm.
There's weird slow-mo stuff.
The best part is the slow-mo is terrible. There's so much slow-mo going on in this movie, and
but it's not even like good slow-mo.
Yeah, you pointed out that
on a
it's
technical
choppy.
level, it's choppy slow motion. Like each frame is like, we gotta pause for a second.
Yeah,
we're having a hard
It's
time
not well
moving
done,
here.
and it feels like 30 to 40% of the movie is slow-mo.
Yeah, like people give Zack Snyder crap for doing that. Go watch this movie.
Yeah.
Like there's one.
To be fair, people give this movie a lot of crap as well. I assume for that.
Yeah. No, but like when the girl goes and she meets up with Ambrose again, there's like a whole 5-minute slow motion thing of where they're trying. Tom Cruise is trying to look for her on the satellite thing, and it's not working because internet sucks. Back in 2000.
Yeah.
And she's walking up to him, and like her scarf starts to fly off.
The wind blows her scarf off.
And Ambrose grabs it, and this is all in slow motion, by the way.
Yeah.
And he puts it back around her, and they like lean forward, but I don't think they kiss each other. Oh,
wait, they do. They show, but not in slow motion.
Yeah. But everything leading up to that slow motion, like,
yeah. There's a bunch of scenes.
Is this trying to build up suspense? I don't know what to feel here.
There's a bunch of scenes where it's
like, should we be afraid like he's just about to shoot her in the face?
I guess. There's a bunch of scenes in this movie where it's two characters staring at each other and it's slow motion. Like
there's a lot of close-ups, and it felt really uncomfortable.
Yeah. It's just like, why is this a thing that's happening? And but I wanted to jump on to possibly my favorite. There are two very great shots in the final act aside from the semi-truck thing. One is Tom Cruise is driving on his motorcycle, and he spins around like he flings his arm out, and he has his pistol and whatever, and he flings his arm out to shoot at a car. But the thing is, they show this 3 times from 3 different angles, all in slow-mo.
Yeah.
And then he shoots, and he blows up the car entirely. Like, he shoots the gas tank, and it like...
But they're not even timed to look like, it's like one consecutive shot just from 3 different angles.
Yeah.
It's, he did it 3 times.
I guess. It looks very odd, and it's just like, what...
Like he took 10 seconds to turn around and shoot.
I guess. And then right after that, he, like, spins off in, like, a really weird way. Like, he spins, like, all the way around to look cool rather than just driving off. But then... Ambrose and him are driving at each other, like at the end of this fight scene. They're driving at each other, and they jump like 6 feet in the air.
No. Somehow they are able to propel themselves forward off the motorbike. They slam into each other
in midair. They're like 10 feet above the ground at this point.
And this is like next to a cliff, and they fall off the cliff.
I guess Tom Cruise had more momentum
into the sand. And no, the motorbikes smash into each other and they both blow up.
Yes.
It's glorious.
And then of course it's followed by the scene we just praised with
the part that I talked about earlier, right after the cool action scene that actually happens, where it's just the one-on-one fist fight. Ambrose is on the ground and he's got a gun aimed at Tom Cruise, and
despite the fact, we should point out that despite the fact that earlier in the movie they established that he loves shooting people really fast,
and he does like a little monologue,
and he does, he shot his henchman, who Tom Cruise put a mask on somehow.
It was cool. It doesn't have to. It was a cool
little twist, but there's a part where Tom Cruise and the Ambrose's henchmen switch faces. Like they each have the other person's mask on.
Yeah.
And the henchman has duct tape under him, so he can't talk under
Where
the
did
mask.
Tom Cruise get the duct tape?
That too. Where did he get the 2 masks to flip whatever. But we established like right there, it's like, oh, this guy's like not messing around because he shoots Tom Cruise even though it's not actually Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Where like he shoots him like a bunch of times. It's like, oh yeah.
Like he messes with him for like 5 seconds and then he just shoots him.
Yeah, and now this time he has like this long monologue, and then I'll let you take over.
And there's a gun in Tom Cruise's feet, okay? And this
it's
is
in the
sand.
Yes. That's important.
He smashes his foot into the ground. I won't say kick, because that's giving it too much credit.
Yeah, it's not really a kick,
He smashes his foot into the sand. The gun is somehow propelled straight upwards.
Straight up.
Right at chest level, so he is able to grab it.
Spin.
Sean Ambrose is not shot yet. He finally decides to shoot, and Tom Cruise is like, oh, Matrix time. And then he falls to the ground and just starts shooting Ambrose.
A bunch of times.
Yes.
And it's not even like intense. Like he shoots him a bunch of times. It's like, oh, well, that guy's dead now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. I guess they never reference it again. They don't bring up him. They don't bring him up at all.
Like, oh, he dead.
Yeah. And it looks like he should be like to give some context. It looks like he should be the way you'd see somebody kick up a skateboard.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of like force he puts. It's not much. He just pushes down
but he
into
doesn't
the
even
sand.
kick on the gun.
No,
he
doesn't.
He doesn't
hit the gun. There's an explosion of sand.
Yeah. It's like what are you?
I have no
what
idea.
Are you pressing down on a grenade that was right underneath the gun?
Genius. Oh, and also the birds. I'm gonna go and throw the birds out
The
there.
birds.
There's lots of bird imagery because
in the final act when he goes to the fortress that is supposed to be like where they keep all the medical supplies, but it's really
it's
dirty,
covered in pigeons
and it's really
a
old,
dove.
and it's got a lot of open areas that would not be good for keeping medical supplies.
Yeah, I don't. At this point, I had no idea what the fort was for, so maybe I don't know. But yeah, there's birds everywhere, and at one point he blows up a door, and a bird flies through the flaming doors, and it like is glowing.
No. Let's set this up a little bit. He throws the grenade,
Yeah.
and he's able to shoot the grenade.
Yeah.
And it creates this huge fire around the door, and it has the guitar music playing, and Ambrose is just looking at the door. He's like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
Suddenly the bird
The
flies
bird
through.
flies just
And
it's literally glowing. We should like not insanely.
there's clearly a
an
filter
outline.
around.
Yeah,
it.
yeah, like on this bird.
And then you just see Tom Cruise walk.
He just walks by.
Walks by the doorway, and he's got this look of "Come get me, motherfucker."
But it's not even like he stands there. He doesn't try and shoot anybody. He just walks by and he's like, "Sup," and he just keeps going.
Can you make that gif? Can you make that gif where he just walks by? He's like, "Sup."
Freezes him mid frame and he's just like, "What's up?" Like it's weird. It's weird. And there's another scene where he's sitting beside the same or not sitting beside. He's like up in the ceiling on the rafters, and the same bird is there. I don't know what they were going for with the bird, but there are birds in this movie. There are lots of them. Yes.
Metaphor.
I suppose. Sure. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to lower my grade on this one. You've convinced me.
Well, let me drive this home. The whole reason why this is not.
Oh no! Don't make me drop it even lower.
I need you to fail it. But no, basically the reason this, and I kind of touched on this, but the reason I was not a fan of it at all was because it doesn't. It feels like the whole point of the Mission Impossible movies, from what I've seen of them, should be. I mean, I haven't seen any of the original series. I should know.
Well, neither have I.
Yeah. The whole point is that it's supposed to be action movies that are full of little twists, and they're very the missions are all very well planned out. They're not like we're just gonna go in guns blazing. They're all very specific, like the whole scene in the first movie where they're breaking into the CIA.
Yeah,
is it CIA? Yeah. And they're breaking into that database, and he has to make sure he doesn't get any sweat on the floor, and it's like it's very like intense.
And he has to keep like a thermometer there.
Yeah.
Keep track of the rising temperature.
Yeah, and it's very cool, and they do stuff like
very
that.
Tense.
Yes, they do stuff like that all throughout the other ones, and the other ones the action is all very very tight, and it's focused on getting a specific thing done, and here it feels like the action is not good, the directing is not good. And
for the most part.
And the like actual plotting of the missions and the team factor and all of that, it's just gone. Like there's They go in. Basically their plans in all of these is to send Tom Cruise in to kill some people.
Yeah.
Even though he supposedly doesn't like killing people, even though he kills a lot of people in this movie.
Yeah. He murders a lot of people.
Yeah, and yeah, that's basically their game plan. The most Mission Impossible scene in the movie is where they have to like slip him in through this vent, this atrium in like the place where they make the Chimera.
And even the logic of that we were
Well, the
questioning.
logic of that is it's like why is because they can only open the vent for 40 seconds. It's like why, but yeah, they have to slip him through there, and it doesn't feel like there's much tension at all because they get him down there really quickly. They let go of him, and then he unlashes. A guy looks at him through a window, and so he jumps up to make sure the guy doesn't look at him. And then he unattaches the cable and drops down, and the cable shoots up, and they're like, "Oh man!" Like the cable's rolling back, and it's rolling back in slow mo. We should notice it's rolling back.
Horrible slow mo
yes,
shot.
it's rolling back, and then it's like there's no tension because it's like they're not gonna have like the cable get caught in the vent, and then that's what sets the alarm, and then that's not. There's no tension because it's not like he's over anything dangerous or anything. Like he's just he gets to the ground, and that's the most Mission Impossible feeling scene in the movie.
Yeah.
So that gives you kind of like an idea of how basically the rest of it is just gunfights and explosions that aren't very well done.
Yeah.
And so it's like
it feels like they got a director who came in and he directed like maybe 1 or 2 movies, and they're like, make something cool. And this was what he thought cool was.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's not a well done movie. No.
Yeah, you made me lower it. D+.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go
full D.
Full D. I'll go D+.
I might even go D-.
Seriously?
I might bring it down some. D-. Not quite failing, but not much reason for this movie to exist.
Well, according to High School Musical 3 Dance Off,
that's the inspiration. Yes.
You're giving this movie no credit at all.
Pretty much.
It was a movie.
We
watched a movie.
It was coherent. Things happened that weren't completely nonsensical, and there were actors. They were on set. There were sets.
They read lines.
I'm pretty sure those lines were in a script. I could not confirm that. There was
but
music.
Who could?
There was a soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's as far as it goes. It's all there. Just not very good.
All right. I think
we're done.
That's all we gotta say. This movie
basically don't watch it. Look up if you can find it. Some of the hilarious clips from the final battle with the bat effects and there's some good stuff in there.
The magical dove.
Yes, the magical dove. Yeah, that's that's the only redeeming quality is that stuff that should not have been redeeming quality.
It's like the first 2 acts of the movie are just like a generic action movie.
Yes, and then it goes off the rails.
And then you get to the 3rd act and it's like so bad it's good mentality.
Yes. If you can't just skip like first hour and a half maybe, you'll probably enjoy it more than you would have if you'd watched the whole thing.
Yeah. Wow, this is really disappointing.
Yeah.
All right, Ty Cops. What's the next movie on the chopping block?
We will be We will be reviewing Green Hornet.
Oh yeah, the Seth Rogen version. Yeah.
Which I saw a long time ago. I remember liking it. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. We'll see. Yes. I'm not gonna give my feelings yet, because I don't like spoilers. Spoilers.
Well, I just said I don't know spoilers for you not getting spoilers.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you managed to stick through this discussion, or if you care anything about Mission Impossible 2, I guess we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.
Ooh, nice form, but a little rough on the landing. He may have to settle for the bronze.
And Mr. Hunt, the next time you go on holiday, please be good enough to let us know where you're going.
This message will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
If I let you know where I'm going, I won't be on holiday.
Hello, everybody. This is Zero007 here.
With Tyclops.
Welcome to Settle for the Bronze, and this week we are discussing Mission Impossible 2. I guess this is the worst Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah.
All right, Cyclops, go ahead and read off the scores.
All right, so we got a 6 out of 10 on IMDb. We got a 57% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes and a 44% audience score, as well as a 60% Metacritic score. Now,
would you say those scores are generous?
not generous. They're a little par for the course, maybe.
All right. What's your pretentious critic comment?
Oh, where was it? Then yes, D is and by the way, I just checked. This will be going up the day after Mission Impossible 5 is released. So if you haven't gotten around to seeing it yet, I think it's safe to say we're both pretty excited for it.
Hopefully,
just
hopefully I'll have a review up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just jump to. Yeah. D, no recommendation. I'll hand it over to you.
I remember liking this movie for the longest time, although, this is me being younger, not really having a whole lot of experience in critical analysis of movies. And ever since I've started the YouTube channel, as I do the commentaries and I've done the Settle for the Bronze stuff with you, just watching a movie with another person and we're both looking at it critically, you notice a lot more stuff that's just bad.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't hate it as much as you do. I guess I have a sense of nostalgia for it. And we should clarify. I had never seen. I think we mentioned this in the last video, but I have never seen any of the Mission Impossibles before this. We watched 1, 3, 4, 2 leading up to this. Yes. So
I am now schooled
because we didn't really feel like watching this twice. The recommendation or lack thereof out of the
lack thereof.
Spoilers.
No, I don't.
This movie sucks. Spoilers.
I don't recommend it. I wouldn't even say go watch it when we get to the spoiler part of the review. Just stay on. We'll talk about how hilarious it is.
Yeah, we're recording this before Mission Impossible 5 comes out.
Yes.
So if you want to, I don't know when this video is posted. If it's after the movie comes out.
Yeah, we have to check that.
Whatever. But if you want to do, I guess I might be saying this after you've seen the movie. But if you wanted to do like a marathon of the movies before you go see the new one, just watch 1, 3, and 4. Just skip this one.
Just jump it. You're good.
So what grade rating would you give it?
Probably like a D. It's not. I don't dig it.
Now comparing this to the other movies that we've utterly despised, Batman Returns. which
I
one's
would
better?
put Batman Returns below this. I'm sorry, but I would. I don't even remember what grade I gave that. I think did I fail it? I think I might have failed it.
I think you failed it. Yeah.
Okay. So there are quite a few for this one actually that I can jump onto. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. Pete Rainier, I don't know, of New York Magazine / Vulture, whatever that means. I assume that's a town or something. I don't know. Says that despite Cruz's attempts here to be Byronic, there's something strenuous about his soulfulness. He turns everything, even repose, into calisthenics. What? I think he's just summarizing the beginning of the movie or something. I don't know, because calisthenics that's like some special form of exercise, and he's climbing rocks. I don't know.
I guess everything.
That's a really stupid
I think it's
review.
just everything degenerates into action.
Yeah, I get.
Which is kind of true for this.
But it seems like he's just talking about a plot point in a very wordy way. I don't know. If you're a reviewer, don't write reviews like that. That's all. Anyway,
make your message simple and clear. Don't try and be fancy with it. That's all we're saying. All right, go ahead and get your general thoughts. And in retrospect, I'm glad we made that decision.
That was a good plan.
But I have more nostalgia for the third one, but that's just me. Yeah. I don't know. I get some mild entertainment out of it, so I don't think it's absolutely horrible. I mean, you might change my opinion as we get into the discussion, but right now I'm looking at like the C- range.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it. Like I said, just watch 1, 3, and 4, and then if you go see the new one,
see the new one. Yeah. Don't see this.
Yeah. This really is like a waste of time.
Yeah, I'd agree. There's no effect on the franchise or anything. All right, spoiler territory here.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the movie,
just keep watching.
Well, yeah, if you're not... We're telling them not to go watch the movie, so they may as well just listen.
Yeah. Just keep listening. We'll guide you through this
Nightmare?
music or cinematic experience. As I think... I'm not calling it a film. No, I mean, it is a film. It's
a glorified music
video.
It is,
yes. No, it is coherent.